So the other day I saw 2 videos on the topic of Andy Warski, complaining about the fact that a vast majority of his videos were demonetized or replaced with limited ads because, well, I don't really think anyone really knows the reason why most of the videos have been demonetized. I mean, a great degree of my videos have also been demonetized, and I don't really know why. So, he was upset about that, and he made a video where he was ranting and complaining about the fact that this occurred and how he said that he was going to go mask off. No, I'm joking. He said he was going to become even more inflammatory and even more of the loudmouth jerk that he is. Because, I mean, if you've ever seen an Andy Warski video, you can really only come to one conclusion apart from anything he says, and that is, he's kind of, not even kind of, he just kind of is, yeah, he's a loudmouth jerk who complains about stuff and rants on the internet. It's really the only real assessment you can make of him. I mean, yeah, you can probably ascribe some political views and some political standings to him, but for the most part, that's what he is. And I'm not really saying this because I don't like Andy Warski's videos, because I really don't. I mean, I'm not saying this because I dislike him as a person. I don't know him as a person, but, I mean, like, he's a loudmouth jerk. So I watched 2 videos about Andy's video, and one came from Theron Meyer, and the other came from Hi, I Think I'm Real. That's his name, by the way. His name is Hi, I Think I'm Real on YouTube. And both of them had the same exact concerns about Andy's video. They didn't like the fact that he flew off the handle at the subject matter, spouting a very ignorant position from where he came from. And they also didn't like the fact that he actually genuinely sounded, well, sexist, considering the fact that he's supposed to be some kind of leader or some kind of figurehead in the anti-feminist or so-called skeptic community. Now, the honest thing is, interestingly enough, I would agree with these people. As you hear, I would agree with them, but I honestly can't really say that it was reasonable in any capacity to expect any sort of model behavior from Andy to begin with. And I also find it unreasonable to consider Andy to be a leader in the skeptic anti-feminist community to begin with at all, because, as I said before, he's really just kind of a loudmouth jerk. I honestly don't think that Andy Warski should be considered a leader. I mean, now, actually, I'll just pause to say this. I mean, honestly, I'm really not even a part of the so-called skeptic community because I'm not a skeptic. And if that bothers you, I don't know why. But, I mean, yeah, you know, so, I mean, maybe you could consider me, you know, an anti-feminist, sure, but I dropped the label quite literally years ago, so I guess, you know, maybe you could consider me a part of this community. I don't know. No one ever invites me to their hangouts, so. However, the point is, I mean, let's say I was, you know, wholesale a part of the skeptic anti-feminist community. Can I honestly say that Andy Warski is the guy I want to represent me from the beginning? No, I can't say that in good faith that Andy Warski is the guy I want to represent me. Why? Because, well, I already said why. Because he's kind of a loudmouth jerk. Don't get me wrong. I mean, that's kind of Andy's modus operandi. That's the video style that he makes. And that's the video style people like to see from him. But it's not really the type of video style that I would imagine people would want to see as a leader or some sort of figurehead in this so-called community. Like, he seems to be the complete opposite of what you would want. So I find it very interesting that both Theron and Hi, I Think I'm Real, and their respected subscribers and listeners found it reasonable to call Andy Warski out, saying that because you're a leader, because you're some kind of figurehead, you should be held to some kind of higher standard. And when you do shit like this, you make us all look bad. Well, honestly, I have to say, I guess maybe this is the individualist coming out in me, but I mean, I don't think that Andy should reflect the behavior of many people on YouTube or many people in this community, because I don't think many people in this community are a bunch of loudmouth jerks. I think he represents the ranty, upset part, sure, but like, does he represent any person who can reasonably articulate his ideas? Does he represent anyone that has any real intelligent, I guess, critique or conversation on anything? Not really. And again, I'm not saying this as because I dislike Andy Warski. I really don't like his video content, but I'm saying this to be quite frank. He's I mean, there are lots of other people that you could honestly put in positions of leadership and who will accept them graciously and honestly deserve them. Like, people at Honey Badger Radio certainly are individuals. Any one of them could probably be considered a leader, or should be considered a leader of the anti-feminist community or skeptic community, considering the fact that, I mean, these are people who want these positions of power, and these are people who have the respect and the intelligence and the ability to articulate their thoughts well enough, and who have experience going on live discussions and going to meetings and going to panels and talking to people. But these people don't have the following that Andy Warski has. And I think that that's one problem that I see here a lot. A lot of people consider that having a gigantic following on YouTube is like the only criteria it takes to be like a leader, you know, or to be a representative of this so-called community. But I honestly don't think that that should, I don't really think that that should be the end-all be-all at all. Specifically because, fucking case in point, like specifically because of this reason here. A lot of people are calling Andy a poster boy, or calling him a leader or some kind of representative solely because lots of people watch his videos. But honestly, I don't think Andy Warski ever asked to be a leader or to be a representative. I don't think. I know for a fact he hasn't, because he actually made a comment on Theron's video, which I will read out for you guys right now. So this is what Andy Warski himself had to say. I'm going to skip the first couple of lines because, I mean, they're more a response to Theron Meyer than it is really anything conducive to the point that I'm trying to make. So, skipping the first sentence, he says, also to everyone who hates my style, that's fine. I want to have fun. I ain't doing videos and styles to make others happy just because. I wish I could make a response, but over blah 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 blah. I am sick of being this poster boy for antis or skeptics. It's fucking shit. I want to make people laugh and bash shit that's stupid, not be some sort of martyr or activist. I wish YouTube could be fun. Could be fucking fun, is what he actually said. So, Andy himself does not accept this position of poster boy. He didn't even seek out to be a leader, but because he has a huge following, he's supposed to be some kind of representative for anti-feminists or skeptics? Yeah, no, I don't think that that's reasonable. I don't think it makes any sort of conceivable sense to even want to have someone like Andy be your leader, or even accept someone like Andy to be your leader, considering he didn't want it. Now, some people think that those are the best kind of leaders. Some people think that the best leader is someone that's not seeking power and seeking influence. Okay, let's not kid ourselves. Andy is, but he's not looking for the responsibility that is being a leader in this so-called community. I mean, he wants the power, obviously, because who the fuck makes YouTube videos for people to not look at them, right? I mean, come on. Obviously, he's complaining about not getting money from this video, so, I mean, he wants the money, he wants the influence. Let's not kid ourselves. That is what he wants. So, to say that he's a leader, or he's someone that doesn't want to be a leader, no, he wants the power. He just doesn't want the responsibility, okay? But more than that, the important aspect of that type of leader, though, is the fact that they still have really honorable qualities that you would want to follow. Someone who's not seeking power because they're really honorable or they're really respectful of their own limitations. The reason why you put them in the position of power is because you know, or you expect, that they are going to have some kind of respect for their position, and you respect that because they're honorable, they're going to do the right thing in spite of all the pressure that's around them. That's why you would want a leader like that, just for the record. You don't want to put like a psychopath in power because they say, no, I don't want to be a leader, I just want to have fun. That's not reasonable. So moving on from that point, honestly, I don't think Andy should even be considered a leader. I want to stop and talk about this section here. Both Theron's video and even Hi, I Think I'm Real's video, they both make the point that Andy makes a statement that makes him sound like a genuine sexist, and it's this statement right here.
The fucking CEO is a feminist? No man would ever let this happen to his company. No man. Oh, we have to be included about it.
Now, honestly, I find this to be particularly interesting, the fact that he was criticized in both videos for saying this, mostly because, well, honestly, I guess I can understand how you could call it sexism, but that's not really something that particularly bothers me personally, the fact that he said something like that. I mean, the fact that he said it is remarkably silly because it's so obviously wrong. Like, any man would absolutely allow his company to fall like this if it meant that the nigga was going to get more money, so. But the fact that he's considering it sexism, or it's sexist because I guess he pointed out a difference between men and women in some particular way, excuse me, honestly, just to me, it just kind of sounds like run-of-the-mill shit that anti-feminists have been doing for a while. Like, I say some of the most inflammatory shit about women all of the time, despite the fact that I actually really like women. Like, I actually would prefer the company of women to men sometimes, because I really do like women. But I say inflammatory shit about women all of the fucking time. It's not even... Yeah, sometimes it just comes out naturally. Sometimes I don't even plan for it. It just occurs. I just kind of take it as that. I don't really think... I think Andy was more being sarcastic or trying to be inflammatory, as he usually is to begin with. That's all it kind of came out to me. I don't really think that Andy honestly was being sexist there, or if you can even call that sexism. It's just a stupid statement because it's so blatantly fucking wrong. I mean, once again, if it meant the nigga was going to get money, he absolutely would allow his company to become as it is. So, yeah, I mean, honestly, being upset with Andy Warski for being a loudmouth jerk is like, it's like being upset with the rattlesnake that bit you. I mean, like, honestly, what did you expect was going to happen? I just find it interesting that people are criticizing Andy for being obnoxious and being a loudmouth when that's the very thing that people like, or that's the thing that attracts people to him from the beginning. Like, you wouldn't be surprised if you saw an otter swimming, in the same way you wouldn't be surprised if you saw a beaver building a dam. So being shocked that Andy Warski, of all people, is being an inflammatory jerk-off that's ranting about his unsolicited opinion is like, I don't know, it's like being upset when a lion kills a gazelle. Like, that's just what he does. I mean, it can go on and on all day and all night on blatantly obvious things that we should already know. But honestly, I guess I should wrap the video up with this. I understand people's frustration with Andy when he should be considered a leader, but let's remember he didn't ask for the position of being a leader, and he's not qualified to be a leader to begin with. He didn't ask to be a poster boy, and he's not qualified to be a poster boy. I know this is going to come up. Someone is going to say it, so I'm going to answer it now. Zerus, if you don't like Andy's videos, why do you watch them? Well, I don't. I know I don't like his videos because I did watch them. I didn't like them, so I stopped. That's how I know the type of person he is, and evidently he's yet to change his behavior, so, you know. So I don't watch his videos, and I don't think anyone should watch his videos. I don't think anyone should consider Andy to be a leader. I don't think anyone should be shocked or surprised in the fact that Andy reacted in the way that he did. There's nothing surprising in his current behavior. That's just kind of how he is as a person. And should he be considered a poster boy or figurehead? No. Not at all. And people should really stop elevating individuals with the high subscription counts or high view counts as leaders or as representatives to avoid shit like this. So you don't have to feel bad, or you don't have to feel like Andy is making you look bad when he is inevitably himself. So, yeah, that's all I wanted to say. With that being said, man, I actually hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you did, man, go ahead and click that like button. And shoot, go and click that subscribe button. Comment in the comment box below, and as always, you guys have yourselves a great day, and I'll see you cool cats soon. Adios.